What if the tragedy you thought you knew masks a darker secret? What if a single figure dared to expose the twisted forces behind G30S 1965 and paid the price? Tonight, we peel back the curtain on Indonesia's most enduring mystery, the real mastermind, the covert deals, the betrayals. Welcome to Revealed, the man who exposed the mastermind behind G30S 1965. History, as we are often told. What if the tragedy you thought you knew masks a darker secret? What if a single figure dared to expose the twisted forces behind G30S 1965 and paid the price? Tonight, we peel back the curtain on Indonesia's most enduring mystery, the real mastermind, the covert deals, the betrayals. Welcome to Revealed, the man who exposed the mastermind behind G30S 1965. History, as we are often told, is written by the victors. Yet, what if the official narrative, the one etched into our school books and national monuments, is merely a carefully constructed facade? Prepare to question everything you thought you knew about G30S, because the truth has a way of finding the light, even after decades in the dark. To understand the explosion of September 30th, 1965, we must first feel the immense pressure inside Indonesia. President Soekarno championed Nasakom, nationalism, religion, communism. The army was fiercely anti-communist, the PKI, massive, organized, confident. The economy was in shambles, hyperinflation crippled daily life. Abroad, confrontazi. At home, rumors swirled like a gathering storm. Whispers of a council of generals, while the army warned of a communist plot. At the heart stood Cakrabirawa, Sukarno's elite guard. From within this circle, Lieutenant Colonel Untung would step forward. Lieutenant Colonel Untung Shamsuri, decorated Cakrabirawa officer, close to Soekarno. Announced as leader of the movement, he claimed to preempt a CIA-backed council of generals. Was Untung mastermind, or a pawn in a broader operation? Then, Major General Soeharto, commander of Kostrad, low profile, powerful, yet not targeted for abduction. This omission fuels decades of speculation. His decisive actions after the kidnappings consolidated military control. He presented himself as the savior of the nation. Luck, or a masterfully executed plan? A third figure tried to expose the truth and was silenced. Colonel Abdul Latif, insider, planner with Untung, a witness to a wider conspiracy. His suppressed testimony pointed not only to the PKI, but to a conspiracy within the army. Soeharto, Untung, Latif, a triangle of intrigue shaping a nation's fate. Their intertwined stories form the central plot of a real political thriller. As darkness fell on September 30th, 1965, Jakarta slept through the coming storm. In the early hours, squads moved silently through the city, Cakrabirawa and other military units. Their mission, abduct 7 top generals. These were key figures, rumored council of generals. The operation plunged the nation into terror. Methods were swift, violent. 3 generals killed at home. Army Chief of Staff, General Ahmad Yani. General A.H. Nasution escaped over his garden wall. His daughter, Aide Irma Suryani, was shot. She died days later. Nasution's aide, First Lieutenant Pierre Tendian, was taken by mistake. Captives were taken to Halim Air Base. Then, to Lubang Buaya, a horrifying fate. They were tortured and killed, their bodies thrown into a well. The savagery fueled propaganda, painting the PKI as godless and barbaric, justifying the violence that followed. News of kidnappings and the G30S broadcast thrust Sukarno into peril. He spent hours at Halim, later used against him as tacit approval. Movement leaders claimed to act in his name to prevent a coup. Meanwhile, army leadership coalesced around Soeharto. Soeharto urged condemnation, an authority to restore order. hesitation proved fatal. His balance between left and right collapsed. The army moved to crush G30S, framing it as salvation from communism. Sukarno's authority evaporated, orders ignored by Soeharto. A king in checkmate, surrounded by pieces that no longer obeyed. Amid chaos and propaganda, rumors swirled about a clandestine agreement. It was called the 5-Point Deal, a pact between army insiders and, some say, the CIA. Concrete proof is elusive, but the theory is compelling. Not a simple communist coup, a sophisticated false flag, designed to decimate the PKI and weaken Sukarno, a prize in the Cold War, a pro-Western, anti-communist Indonesia. Point 1. Secure military loyalty in Java and Sumatra. Point 2. Neutralize Sukarno's power centers. Point 3. Stage a controlled crackdown on the PKI. Point 4. Manipulate public sentiment through propaganda. Point 5. Rotate key generals into power under controlled succession. Major General Soeharto fit the profile perfectly. Declassified documents confirm Washington sought to counter the PKI and provided lists of suspected members later used in mass killings. For 33 years, the official story held. Then, after Soeharto fell, a voice from prison shattered the silence. Colonel Abdul Latif, sentenced to death later life, spoke. In sworn testimony and letters, he claimed Soeharto knew beforehand and tacitly approved. He said he met Soeharto at the Army Hospital on September 28th, just 2 days before the kidnappings. Soeharto visited his son Tommy. Latif informed him of the plan against the Council of Generals. Soeharto did not object. Latif read a subtle green light. On September 30th, Latif went to report, told Soeharto had left early for Kostrad HQ. Why be at HQ late at night, unless preparing a response? Latif insisted the plan was to bring generals to Sukarno, not to kill them. He blamed rogue elements and breakdown in command, later exploited to brand the movement as barbaric. A double cross. Allow a smaller plot, then use it as pretext to seize power, eliminate PKI, sideline Sukarno. A revelation that upended the official narrative. Latif had already paid dearly, arrested, tried by Mahmoud in a show trial, convicted of treason, death sentence commuted to life. For decades, a non-person, his story buried. Reformasi opened a narrow window. His pleidoy, letters, and interviews surfaced. Officials dismissed and denied, branded him liar and traitor. Yet his account offered coherent answers, especially Soeharto's immunity and rapid rise. Granted clemency in 1999, lived free but marked until his death in 2005. The price? A lifetime behind bars, his reputation tarnished by the state he tried to expose. The consequences were profound, one of the 20th century's worst mass killings. Under Soeharto, a systematic purge of suspected communists. Across the archipelago, Java to Bali, hundreds of thousands murdered. New order brought stability and growth, at the cost of freedom and human rights. History was rewritten. The G30S narrative taught, commemorated, mandated. After 1998, inconsistencies surfaced. Latif's testimony forced a reckoning. G30S remains an open wound, unresolved trauma for families. The full truth may never be known, but the official story is incomplete. History is never static. It's a dialogue between past and present. Our duty, keep asking hard questions and listen to silenced voices. Together, we work to fully illuminate the dark corridors of our past. If this investigation mattered to you, like, subscribe, and share your thoughts below. Unmasking the hidden hand demands courage and conversation. Thank you for watching.